Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, February 4th, 2021 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I allow myself to keep shifting, moving, evolving with the flow. And today we are continuing this Scorpio moon energy, creating the T-square, a little bit of push, a little bit of pull, some challenges. And again, these challenges are aligned to help us move through our personal resistance and these blocks to these deep and strong Aquarius and Taurus lessons. So thank you, Scorpio moon. Not that it makes it easy. Also, speaking of Taurus energies, we have Lilith back in Taurus, and Lilith is adding into these square energies. So we're definitely going to dig into that. So let's just go through the day. In fact, the only non-moon connection besides the Lilith connections is between the moon in Scorpio and Neptune. And so let's start there. That Neptune, moon and Scorpio connection. Our intuition is strong. I already feel like the veils feel very thin right now just because we are like these gigantic satellite dishes walking around picking up everything. And so it doesn't actually matter if the veils are thin or not. It's just like, oh yeah, it's thick, but I can feel everything, right? So this is heightening that. But this connection between the moon and Scorpio and that Neptune energy can also support you in connecting to higher guidance, your higher self, in order to support moving through these energies. I have the Beyond Illusion card, and I really do think that's where we go to get beyond the illusions, is really tuning in and tapping in. So I think that's going to be very much supportive for us during the day. It also supports like grounding in, but also daydreaming about the vision. Are you tired of this card yet? It pops up literally every day. Definitely some feel-good feels in there for us if we can connect into that. So besides that, we'll get into that Lilith stuff. We have the moon in Scorpio squaring Jupiter. Let's start there. Moon in Scorpio squaring Jupiter. Jupiter in Aquarius reminding us of the importance of knowing our vision, aligning with our vision, connecting to the vision, connecting to that vibrational energy, and letting it be big, letting it be good. And yet, Scorpio energy, moon in Scorpio, is where we may have to deal with the fears. So it's a lot, like I said yesterday, where we're dealing with fears, where we're dealing with the places where survival stuff has come up and doesn't let us fully align with the vision. Again, this can go hand in hand with getting past the illusions. The I can't, it won't happen for me, good things don't happen for me. All of that can connect in. And yet Jupiter's like, there is this really good stuff for you. I promise, it's really good stuff for you. Can you find that alignment, the alignment of the goodness for you? And I think it's really interesting because I'm doing this little Mercury retrograde group, and that's one of the things I'm really talking about is the balance. And there is this balance that we have to really look at in any given day between holding the vision, reaching for the vision, aligning with the good, and also dealing with the Scorpio, dealing with the feels, dealing with the fears as well. So we're working that out through this energy. Moon opposite Mars. Whew, that's fairly early in the morning. But you may feel some angsty stuff come up. You may feel some worth stuff coming up with that opposition. Anytime we have Taurus stuff, there can definitely be worth things going on. So whether this worth is representing I feel like I should be doing more, or I think I have that one right now because my sleep schedule is like, woo, and there's this part of me that's like, oh my gosh, I want to be doing more, and yet the sleep schedule is like, can you ground in and take care of yourself? So you may have some of that kind of energy coming up. Again, how do you sink in? How do you work with this? And how can you align that Mars, your action energy, and even your passion energy with your basic needs? Scorpio, survival stuff, root chakra stuff, basic needs. So find that balance. But again, some angst may come up around that with that Mars connection. Sun square the moon. Again, here we're finding this balance. The sun in Aquarius which is like, I have this idea, I have this idea, I have this idea. And Scorpio can be like, yeah, we're empowered. Or it can be like, nah, you can't do that. That's not going to work. Any of those kinds of energies. So again, keep being willing to go to those places where you feel that you can't, because there's chances are there's wounding there, and there's energies that can be shifted in order to find that alignment. You know what's funny about this card is this card in traditional tarot is the Hangman. And again, it's like, yeah, have the vision, change your perspective, and yet it's gonna take time. And right behind it, I actually have the Success card in reverse. And this is what it feels like. Like, all of this is leading to so much good. All of this is leading to success. It's just not here yet. And that's part of holding the vision is, again, where are you being called to work the vision in order to get here? And can you maintain that energy even when it feels like, is it ever going to happen? Is it ever going to show up? Moving on. Moon connecting to Mercury. Once again, Mercury in Aquarius. This is where we're doing the work. This is where we're doing mental shifting through this energy. And the moon in Scorpio is showing us where we may have blocks in our mental energy. Again, due to deeper stuff, due to deeper wounding, deeper trauma, past life. There's so many layers to this. How do you work that with your mind? Because it's not about ignoring it. It's never about ignoring it. If something's there, it's there for you. So it's not about ignoring it. How do you dig in? And then how can you realign with your vision? So, Lilith, let's go dig into that Lilith energy a little bit. So we have Lilith back in Taurus. She's like, I did the Aries thing. I worked it out for you guys. Now here we are, working back into the worth stuff. Now it's interesting because Lilith is going to be squaring Venus and Saturn. So Venus, again, maybe some worth stuff coming up. Lilith and Taurus, definitely some strong worth stuff. And Lilith is very aligned with your purpose, with your mission, with the reason why you came. My favorite book about Lilith talks about her being the bedrock of the soul. So we can count on Lilith to remind us, like, yes, this has soul. No, this doesn't have soul. What are you even doing there? Mahalo agrees, right? So we have that, and then we have that square with Venus. And so you may find yourself, again, some worth stuff coming up as a block to how you're being called to move forward. And then we have that Saturn alignment, and the Saturn alignment, or the Saturn square. Again, Saturn in Aquarius is so interesting because it can be like, hey world, how do you want me to show up? And yet Saturn in Aquarius, I think in its truest, is like, hey, I came with these gifts and this is how I'm showing up. And so that Lilith energy aligns with like, hey, these are my gifts and this is how I'm showing up. And yet we may find challenge in like, well, how am I being asked to show up? And that could feed into that Mars energy, that Moon-Mars opposition that I talked about, where it's like, am I doing enough? Where truly we are being called more and more to really notice our needs and how to show up for them. So it's an interesting astro day. Moving on through this moon. Tomorrow we have the moon shift into Sagittarius, but definitely some good lessons that can propel us through this. So you can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. If you did email me for a reading and you haven't heard back from me, the last few days my sleep has been so wonky, and I'm just trying to find my balance in here. So I promise I will get back to you ASAP. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious. Namaste.